everyone. Finally, the holidays are over, right? Finally, we can get through all of that energy and all of that shopping and chaos and freaking out, and all of that's over with. Woo! But we do have a lot of things coming up and going forward in this country, politically. It's like a chess move, you know. Jack Smith makes his play, and then Trump makes his play, and then, you know, it's just bizarre. So I'm going to start with a few things on the agenda, like removing Trump from the ballot. Is that ever going to happen, especially here in Colorado? So yeah, stay with me. There's a lot more after that. All right, so I know that here in Colorado, they put a stay, right? The whole thing is he got removed. They think that he should be removed from the ballot, but the Supreme Court put a stay on it to see if Trump would put his opinion into the Supreme Court saying, hey, would you please look at this? And so that's what's happened. I don't have all the words. I never do when I'm here, but that's what happened. Trump had until, I think, on the 5th to put in his thing and ask the Supreme Court to make a judgment. As far as I know, if they don't make a judgment or something along that lines, I mean, Trump can still be on the primary ballot. But I want to look and see long-term here if he's going to be put on there here in Colorado. Start there. Start small. Start small. Oh, well, he's got a lot of problems to work through. First card up, the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is a lot of painful realities, a lot of misfortune, defeat, crisis, all of that kind of stuff comes with the Ten of Swords. Backstabbing. Well, the backstabbing's already happened. I mean, it was 3 Republicans and 2 unaffiliated group that started this whole thing here in Colorado. So the backstabbing has already started. And so he's going to hit rock bottom. Darn. Okay, so that's Ten of Swords up for the whole thing. So let's continue on and see. So I got the 8 of Pentacles up, the due diligence, right? The working on things, trying to work behind the scenes, trying to figure it out. So that's the talent turns into a profession. The lawyers, Trump's lawyers, has turned trying to come up with spinning the reality as a profession, because they can come up with some doozies. In fact, they're trying to spin Trump's belief in what he has been telling all of his people as the truth, as to the reason why he should not. I'm not sure that's going to work, Mr. Orange Cheeto Head. But he's trying. The craftsmanship. So that's the lawyers, the craftsmanship. Trying to spin it. Let's continue on. Oh, well, so we have all those problems, and then the craftsmanship's from the lawyer, and it's going to end. And I do think the ending, the change, that he is not going to be. I just feel it, know it, see it, the determination that he is not going to be on the ballot, especially coming from Colorado. So that's number 1. Let's continue on. And then the Ace of Cups, new love, a new candidate. New candidate. So there's that. So for those that do not know, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows, they had a tarot card reader on Fox News live, and they asked her to draw a card for Trump. Oh my gosh. Oh, it came out as loss. You can tell the card reader, she was nervous at that point when that card came out. You can see her face like, oh no. And I was waiting to see how she was going to spin that because she was on Trump, right? On not Trump. Well, Trump land, Fox News, right? Now, I don't give her props for that because she knew exactly what that card meant, but she had to spin it somehow. I don't give her props for that. I don't respect anybody that does that. However, as all card readers and anybody that believes in that, you just can't make that up, right? I was laughing so hard. So hard. Anyhow, I just hope you guys enjoyed that. That was like a highlight for our community. Okay, so once again, I'm going to read on if Trump is going to be the nominee for the Republican Party. I know all over the spectrum, we have all been trying to get an answer on that. I mean, we get answers, but let's see what it is today. Being that there's a lot of movement in these lawsuits to remove him from the ballot. So let's see. Oh, well, first up, he's going to struggle. I don't think so. First card up saying that he is going to crash and burn. Upheaval, delusions are going to be blown away. His belief that he's going to just be, he's ahead of everybody. I don't believe in polls for 1 second. And I'll read on that next if the polls are correct. But I don't believe them. I do think that they are skewed to narrate their own conversation. They are not in the truth whatsoever. But this was ruined plans. Ruined plans for Trump to be the nominee for the Republican Party. 3 of Pentacles, craftsmanship, teamwork. I really do think with this craftsmanship and teamwork, his own people are taking him down. I've said that for many a year here now. The Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, a different proposal, a different love, a different proposal. So that's the new person coming in. And then the 3 of Wands, looking for assistance, planning, seeing the big picture. Whoever they get in, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a knight or male, but that's still up for option too because Nikki Haley or Kaylee, whatever her freaking name is, she really messed up by not knowing what the World War II or the Civil War. You can't talk about the Civil War. I don't know, maybe she had a brain fart that day. I can't explain that, but she just pivoted all around that, where the Civil War was about race, about slavery. Anywho, so looking for assistance. I'm looking for somebody else. The business, the upheaval. See, there's the Queen of Wands. But I do think it's going to be a female. I think it's, well, maybe it's still going to be her. That's the only viable candidate that any of them could ever choose anyway. All of the other ones, they're not liking. They don't want this and they don't want that. Vivek Ramaswamy or whatever his name is, they just literally can't take him. And of course, Chris Christie is talking too much truth and they can't absorb that. But so the Queen of Wands. Again, the Page of Swords, message about business, the deceitful spy. I mean, she's still not trustworthy at all. She's still not trustworthy. Well, there you have it. All right, let's look into these polls. Are they truthful? I think we've done this reading before, but I've always like to take the temperature of current energy. Let's see if they are, if the delusional card comes out, then that's a wrap. Let's see. First up, Knight of Cups. Pushing their agenda, pushing their proposal. You know, the Knight of Cups is that person they go into the military, you know, they're on the front line, they're walking, they're in the battle, they're directing the troops. The Knight of Cups. He's the creativeness in the whole thing. He knows how to do the war games. Three of Wands, looking for assistance, seeing the big picture. Makes a lot of sense. Then we have the Nine of Cups, the wishes fulfilled, the satisfaction, the abundance, luxury, generated, the proud. Three of Pentacles, again, craftsmanship, working on it. Okay. Ace of Swords, mental clarity. I didn't get the delusion card, but what I did get is charity. Charity with the Ace of Swords. Charity with mental clarity. They're trying the new idea. They think that they can eschew this. Faster. I also got another Ace of Cups, which is cup runneth over. Cup runneth over. So there's manipulation behind the scenes. Craftsmanship is happening. You know, talking to each other. We just got to do this. We got to do that. So the Seven of Pentacles, constant effort. Seven of Wands, defending the boundaries of doing that. And then juggling the success, juggling the pull. So somebody's in there manipulating it. It's not, that's one of my cards. Somebody's in there manipulating it. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's see if this works, let's see if this works. So it's all manipulation at this point, up and down of the whole thing. And then the last part is death, end. So the thing about that is my whole card's talking about somebody back behind the skewing the numbers and stuff like that, and producing a result that they hope will fit their agenda and get what they want done, but it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. An ending is coming for all of that. And that is encouraging. So don't listen to those polls. Don't fall for it. Just don't fall for it. Before we go any further, I'm going to give you a little delicious little news clip, or not even a news clip. It was, let me set the stage. On TikTok, there are creators out there that go live and they talk to Trump supporters. They talk to the opposition. A lot of times they get nowhere with them. They are so delusional. They are so sunk into the chaos and the lie that there's no way of coming out. But this one, well, I'll let you watch.
How did you determine they were Antifa? Tater, thank you.
Because you could tell. You could tell.
Hold on.
You could tell.
Hold on, Becky. How did you determine they were Antifa?
You can tell.
You can tell by doing what? By how? How?
By what they were doing.
Okay, by what they were doing.
Well,
so
I have a right to believe what I believe.
So, Becky,
So
let's
you
just
can't-
break this down. This is critical analysis, right? Don't think too hard. You're telling me
I'm not a
that you
dumbass,
saw
okay?
people reacting violently on January 6th, and you determined they were Antifa because they were reacting violently?
Mm-hmm.
So the
They were.
court documents, right? We looked through court documents. Let's use Jacob Chansley as an example, the QAnon shaman, right? We know he's not Antifa. We know he's a Trump supporter. He was reacting violently. How do you determine that he's not Antifa?
Why didn't Nancy Pelosi call in the
Becky,
Nancy
Oh my God, don't
Pelosi?
pivot.
Stop pivoting. I can't do this anymore. We're going to stay on one topic and you're going to finish what I'm talking about. How did you determine people like Jacob Chansley, who were reacting violently, were not Antifa and these people were?
I'm just telling you what I.
Becky, how did you determine that people who were for Trump, who reacted violently, who thank you for the gift, and were reacting violently were different from Antifa that day when you were watching it on TV?
A lot of it I saw.
Right,
And I was
Becky?
watching.
Once again, I'm going to ask you a very straightforward question. How did you determine people reacting violently were Antifa and not men?
Not all of them were.
So not all of them were, right. I
Right.
understand what you're saying, but I'm asking you, how did you determine the difference?
I think they were mixed in.
But
with
how
the
did you
other people.
determine that?
What did
And how did you determine that the people that you saw were violent were Antifa?
I said part of the people.
How did
were.
you determine that they were Antifa?
Because that's what I heard.
You heard it. You said you saw it. Now you heard it. Who'd you hear it from?
The news.
The news? Who in the news told you?
Fox News.
Fox News. And who on Fox News told you that day that it was Antifa?
I don't remember.
So you were watching Fox News and a Fox News host told you it was Antifa.
Yes.
So now you didn't actually see people that were Antifa. You heard someone else say it was Antifa.
Yeah, I did.
I rest my case.
With that said, let's do a reading. I haven't done a temperature on the Magas in quite a while. In fact, every so often I call them maggots, just out of natural speaking. But that's probably not the right thing to do. But let's do a reading on them. Let's take the temperature of them, see how well they are doing. See how the Republicans are reacting to all of this chaos. Now that, to me, I think is one of the most important things about TikTok is you can go live and you can talk to the opposition. And these creators are really, really doing a good thing. I've listened to a lot of them and I've learned a lot on how to communicate with the Magas, to articulate what's going on. I mean, they sometimes it is unbelievable, just like this privileged opinion. It's my opinion. Well, honey, just because you're a MAGA does not make your opinion privileged and believable above everybody else's opinion. They believe that. Why? Because they've been told that they are a white woman or a white man or, you know, whatever, and that they are above everybody else. Therefore, their opinion is important and privileged. And that is how, back in the day, how all of this stuff always happened. A white woman would give out her opinion, and that was considered reality. No, 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 not anymore. MAGA, your opinion is not privileged. Nobody's believing you. So let's do a reading on the Magas and see how they're doing. See what's up. Here we go. First up, the world. High attainment, the world. So I'm trying to find out, I'm trying to ask Spirit and give me some information of the world. They want to rule the world. They think they are the world, the center of the art. Oh, they think that they are the center of gravity, the center of the earth. It's so crowded at the center of the earth with these people. There's so many of them there thinking that they are the center of the universe. It's the ego. So now I'm starting to understand why the world comes up a lot with the Magas, is because of their ego. How important they think that they are. All right. Again, self-imposed. This card is my Maga card. Self-imposed. So the Eight of Swords, if anybody knows a lot about tarot cards, that thing that's wrapped around her, it's just paper. She can break through at any point in time. That's the mindset. Not changing their beliefs, not changing their minds and stuff like that. That's what that is. And they could break free from that any moment that they wish to do so. But it's self-imposed restrictions. They're doing it to themselves. So the big ego, self-imposed problem. We know people like that. The Knight of Cups comes up again, the romantic proposal. So what the Republicans and Trump and all that are speaking to the romantic proposal, the proposal they enjoy. I find it fascinating that if they uplift what Trump wants, that they think that they're going to seek the privilege he is speaking about. What they don't know or don't understand or just cannot absorb is the only people in Trump's world, in the Republican world, the only people who are going to have privilege are the elite rich people. You will be dropped like a hot potato the moment you give them power, because they will abuse it with you and everybody else. They honestly think that getting rid of, any immigrants coming in, they think that the target is the immigrants. They think that the target are the gay and LGBTQ community and the transgender and the drag queens. They think they are the targets. If they keep them focused that they are the targets and not them, they will never see that it's them also. And I think that's what makes us the Democrats, or that's what makes us different, is that we have the ability to see, no, it's all of us. All of us get equality, or we suffer the consequences of none of us getting equality. And they just don't see it. They think it's separate. Magas, they're feeling the pain. They're feeling the sting. They're starting to hit rock bottom. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in order to look up in the reality. Public recognition. So that goes right underneath their ego. Public recognition. They're not liking the public recognition. Their egos are getting a really hard hit on that. I'm just doing the clarifiers from the first four. So underneath the Eight of Swords, the clarifier for the Eight of Swords is the difficult choice. So we have moved to solid bedrock belief system to, and I'm reading on the majority of the Magas. There's some you can't do nothing about. They're already too far gone. But we're raising the level enough to give them there's a hard choice to be made. And that's important to acknowledge, that they have come from solid decision to now contemplating a different choice. It's the first time I've ever seen that with the Magas. Because they're feeling the pain. They're feeling the pain. So what goes underneath the Knight of Cups, the love, the proposal? conversation, the communication that they're having and that they're enjoying the words. Oh, they're not absorbing it anymore. I would never have thought this. I would have never have thought this. But they're not absorbing it like they were before. They're oversaturated. That's a better word for that. They're oversaturated. They're disconnecting. They're getting bored. They have apathy now. They're uninspired. Oh, they're uninspired. They're not inspiring these Magas to go out and do what they were set out to do in 2020. Feeling left out. That's an interesting thought. And resentful. Well, it's not hard to get a Maga to feel resentful about anything. Anything. All right. Ten of Swords. Let's see the clarifier for the Ten of Swords. Ooh. They're feeling betrayed. Their pain is because of the betrayal. They're feeling betrayed. These are all really good signs that we're moving in the right direction. Even with the Magas. I mean, they're never going to, I always said this before. I've said this and I've said this and I've said this. That the Republicans are going to do one of two things. Well, three things. They're going to flip altogether and vote Democratic. They will never vote Democratic, and they will always vote for whoever is the ticket, or they're not going to vote at all. And I want to know, that's another question. I want to know how many of them, let's do a real quick, I want to know how many of them will vote at all if Trump is not on the ticket. Let's look up Lincoln's election and why we call it a ticket. It's really interesting. It's a nice little story. What was on there were no ballots back then with Lincoln. Everybody wrote the name on who they wanted and they put it in the thing. It's a really fascinating story. And what each party did was, and it was a very expensive thing to do back then because, paper is very expensive to write down these little tickets. And if you put all of the people who were in the Republican Party on this ticket or this ticket, and they were handing them out to their parties and making it easy for them to vote for everybody on that ticket. But it got very expensive. All right. Onward. Let's find out if the Magas or the Republicans are going to vote at all if Trump is not on the ballot. We've already established that Trump will not be on the ballot. But let's see if they're going to vote at all. As of right now and today, the energy today. 9 of Cups. Well, that was very unexpected. If Trump is not on the ballot, they're going to feel satisfied. They're going to feel comfort, happiness, and counting their blessings. What's going on? Okay, let's go on. So, see, here we go. I shuffled and 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 shuffled, and it still comes up for the Maga, self-imposed. So, wishes fulfilled, comfort, happiness. Let's continue on. Their problem. Again, they're going to be happy that he's not there. Oh, I think they're lying to us. Okay, there's the heartbreak I was looking for. Okay. So they're going to be definitely heartbreaking. So there's going to be a number of Republicans or Magas are very thankful that Trump is not on the ballot because they did that to themselves. They're going to be really happy about that and have the 10 of cups that says, yay, it's not going to be on there. And then the others, they're going to be heartbroken. Okay, let's do some clarifiers for all four of those. Different energy coming up, eh? High Priestess for the 9 of Cups, satisfaction. They believe they're praying, they're actually praying. No, come on, I'm going to say this out loud, and it's astonishing to me too. They're praying that he's not going to be there. Wisdom, High Priestess, underneath the 9 of Cups, satisfaction of him not going to be there. So they're praying the opposite. Okay, well, those are the ones that really, really don't want him there. Okay, because under the 8 of Swords, the Knight of Swords coming in, bravery and conflict, sudden action. They have to take sudden action to get out of their problem. The bravery to move on away from Trump. Okay, let's go to the 10 of Cups. Page of Wands, the discovery that everything's going to be 10 times better if they don't have Trump. The discovery, chasing the risk taker. The risk taker to not vote for him. The risk taker. All right, so let's go to the heartbreak and the ones that are just going to be heartbroken. Page of Pentacles. Misfortune. Manifestation, good news. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how this correlates, and maybe somebody in the chat will understand the heartbreak and the correlation of manifestation of that, of the heartbreak, the money, the good news. Are we going to be happy? The rest of the Republicans are going to be really happy. There's going to be still a portion of people who, let's move on. Let's keep on going. I got the Chariot. Moving forward, moving away from Trump. The Wheel of Fortune to the karma, the destiny. They understand that they did this. The karma is coming to get them. Then the King of Cups, which is my Biden card. They know moving forward, and the Wheel of Fortune, and they knew that the Democratic Party is going to be the way forward out of this. Fascinating. That was a fascinating reading on the Maga, and if they're going to vote if Trump is not there. Portion are going to be heartbroken. And they probably won't vote. Most of them are like, please get us out of this. All right, so let's give a 6-month read for America pertaining to politics. So let's do that. I'm going to do 6 and then some clarifiers to continue on. Ready? So we're going to do January, February, March, April, May, June. Politically. Okay, so Spirit literally is asking me, well, which party do you want to do first? Or which party? The Republican Party or the Democratic Party? What question do you want? So let's do, what shall I do? What shall I do? All right, let's pick the Republican Party. And I have my Mystic Witch Oracle deck to do some clarifiers. Okay. The Republican Party. The future of the Republican Party for 6 months. The first. Oh. This was the card that the psychic on or the tarot card reader on Fox News, that's the card she flipped over. It was pain, loss, grief, regret for Trump. So first up for the Republican Party, first up, right off the bat, pain, loss, defeat, despair, emotional breakup, disappointment. Okay, stop laughing. Here we go. 2. So we have February. Looking for assistance, planning. So February, the loss, the big loss that happens in January, whatever it is, then they're planning and scheming and planning for the future. So they had to reinvent something. They had to go back to the drawing board, looking for, assistance. But see, there's March. Lawyers are involved. The lawyers, the advisors, the authority and the power and all of that, the professionals are involved in March. So whether this means that March date with Judge Chutkan happens or it starts or whatever, but somehow the law, the lawyers, and the courts get involved in March. Okay. Ooh, jeez. That's March, April. So March, April is a timeout, a rest. Something tells me that they're going to have to recovery from a conflict. Something happens that they have to put a pause on something in April. There's a pause for the Republican Party in April. Okay. So we have January, February, March, April. Now we have May. May is the 5 of Wands. The conflict starts back up. That's the battle for power, battle for recovery from what happened in April, the narrative, the battle. There's a huge petty conflict happening, bickering. This literally could be Congress. Lots of big battles in Congress coming up for May for the Republican Party. Wow. Personality clashes. Could they be battling for power in Congress that in May? Let's do June. Ooh. June, they're suffering in June. They are worried. So I think maybe April or May and June, they lose the majority or something. Something happens, they lose something big. They're fighting. They're fighting. They're fighting. Okay, so here we go. I have the Mystical Witch Oracles. Etsy. There's 2 places. If I go to a metaphysical store here in Colorado, or I got Amazon, but not as much on Amazon, but I usually go to Etsy. I just like it. They have a variety and I just like spending my money. My hair is just crazy today. Stop it. Getting on my nerves. I know. I see it. You probably don't even see it or even care. But okay, here we go. Clarifiers. The community, the 5 of Cups, the grief, the loss, their community is going to feel the grief and loss. So the community of the Republican Party is going to feel the grief and loss and the regret and the despair in January. January is going to be impactful. They're going to lose something. Maybe orange Cheetos, but let's not go there. Okay. Winged chaos. Back to the drawing board because of the chaos. Back to the drawing board. Remember, we got the 5 of Wands for February. So the winged chaos. So the winged chaos is the situation changes rapidly and so must their response, which makes a lot of sense. You got to go back to the drawing board. Something changes drastically and they have to go back and change their response to that. Okay. So the King of Swords is the lawyers and the courts and all of that. So let's see at that. Opening doors. So the lawyers, there's opening doors, the keys. Not sure if that's a positive or a negative, but you will need to use your charm, lies, to get access to what you want. Cheating, lying, stealing, you know, the betrayal, everything that they do. So they're going to go back to the, and they're going to reach into their little bag of tricks and try to figure out how to run that. So there's the Four of Swords for January, February, March, April. Remember, there's a slowdown, there's a calm, there's a rest in April. Let's see what the card says for that. Inner chamber. Time to take a commune with your spirits and ancestors. This is bizarre. April is rest. It's time to reflect. It's weird. Okay, so the Five of Wands, so that would be May's Five of Wands, the petty conflict, and all of that. So let's see what the mystical, let's see what card comes up with that. Shared knowledge. You give and receive teaching, wisdom, and mentoring. It's bizarre. So the bickering. What we want, what you want, shared knowledge. What you want, what we want. The shared knowledge of bickering in that whole chamber. Okay. You give and receive teachings. So that's the bickering. Sharing knowledge. Okay. So the last one is June, which is the Nine of Swords. They're feeling their pain. They're feeling the suffering, the anxiety, and stuff like that. So what does the card say? Love goddess. You attract love, attention into your life now. Love goddess. Under suffering, anxiety, the overwhelmed. Again, I'm picking up, maybe that's when the Democratic Party takes over the Congress. The love goddess, the seeing the attraction, the attention, the people who care, the people who have empathy. Okay. If they don't take over, maybe they really get a handle on it and they need their votes again, right? The Democratic Party has proven to move anything through Congress because of their votes. I remember saying that like 2 years ago. Like they will need the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party will have more control than you think. I remember saying that. So I think maybe that is it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got a lot of information. I know I did. So thanks, everyone. Have a happy. Oh, before I forget, I am doing a video on Sunday. Hopefully, I can get that done with a tarot stash. I think his name is Jerry with Tarot Stash. If you don't know who he is, please go Google or punch in to YouTube, Google Tarot Stash, and that's who I'm going to have on. And then Monday after that, I'm going to have Dave Johnson back. Can't believe it's January already. But Dave Johnson will be back on Monday. I will probably be posting a questionnaire. I know I have a whole bunch of questions anyway that I'm going to ask him. So see, I'm trying to stop saying that. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. you.